Greetings. My name is Julian Hagan. I'm coming to you from Washington Island, Wisconsin. This is the second edition of the Island Report. It is sponsored by the Washington Island Chamber of Commerce and the Washington Island Observer. Our goal is to keep you informed as to how the island is dealing with the coronavirus. Today we are talking with Mr. Dick Tobey. He is chairman of the Washington Island Town Board. Like the rest of Door County, a high percentage of the population of Washington Island is an older population. And it's actually older than the average of the rest of the state. And it's really a vulnerable population. So how do you think the town can help protect them?
Excellent question. I think in terms of the township protecting our residents, we need to continue to follow the CDC and state and county guidelines. And I think the concept of enforcement of the 14-day self-quarantining and restricting the casual visitors to the town of Washington is probably the best thing that the town of Washington can do. As far as at the township, at the people level, I think that's a separate question. So that I think the township is going to best serve the public by following the guidelines that we've already put out.
What thoughts do you have about creating an island network, helping protect the vulnerable population like we were just talking about, the seniors or people with existing health conditions or any others by chance?
That one, I think we have a good network up here at this point in time. I mean, the fire department has volunteered to be delivering food for folks who are doing voluntary self-quarantining. Y-Chip is another organization that we have here on the island that is really serving the community well. The grocery store, we've been in contact with the Manns, and they've arranged for the groceries to be packaged and boxed for people so that they can be delivered to their doorstep. And I think Robert Cornell, he manages the REA here on the island. I think he said it best. Basically, the government can do a lot, but at the end of the day, a lot of it falls on us personally, and then we as a community need to be responsive to those of us in our community that have needs. So I know my wife's a volunteer for collecting and delivering groceries, and there's many, many others. And so I think those who are vulnerable or at high risk need to take the precautions. Maybe they need to wear a mask when they're in public. Maybe they should, not venture out into public places as often as they're used to, and protect themselves. I think we as a community can continue to support Y-Chip and the fire department, police department, and the other community organizations to help protect those people. And, you have a very active community here, and a lot's taking place. And I'm very thankful for the community response. And I think if we just continue those things, we'll be able to protect our older population.
Do you have any forecasts for the coming 2020 tourism season? It's like trusting your big toe, how it feels. Do you think there'll even be a season?
Well, I'm certain that the Earth will be closest to the sun on the Northern Hemisphere on or about June 20th. So we're going to have a summer up here. So we'll have a summer season. I am very concerned for those industries that are linked to tourism, and my rough estimate is that about 80+% of the island economy is linked to tourism, and I'd be concerned that they're going to have a rough year. And I just think people are going to be nervous about traveling. And I know my wife and I have a VRBO rental here on the island. We haven't even opened the calendar up yet because we really don't want to expose residents. So but to me, it's a side business, not my livelihood. And so people I really feel badly for them. And I know we'll unwind at one point in time and it will get back to normal. But I'm concerned that this is going to last through the entire summer season. And it's really going to negatively affect the island economy for sure.
Certainly we are dealing with the mental part of our society, we're so driven by fear, which is justified, that trying to open ourselves up to go traveling will be something a little more complicated. Do you have any news for us to communicate to people that they may not have heard at this time?
I think the most important development I've seen has been the extension of the stay home, stay safe mandate by Governor Evers, which last week was extended through May 26th, which is the Monday as in being Memorial Day, which is, as you know, the sort of the beginning of the season up here. And so by state mandate, that's been canceled. I think you were going to be playing at what was going to be affectionately known as the rock concert up at Schoolhouse Beach for us. I was thankful for that. I was planning on attending, but I think the Parks Committee is going to have to defer that. So I think the realization that this stay home, stay safe is going to last through Memorial Day, and we'll just have to see from there what the recommended unwind strategy is. But if I look at my calendar correctly, this whole thing kicked off on or around the 17th of March, and now we're out to the 26th of May. So we're just about smack dab in the middle of addressing the curve. So there's a few weeks left for this to develop further, and I'm sure you'll want to do further interviews with folks from the island here as this unwind starts to occur. And certainly we as the town of Washington and the town board will be paying attention to the instructions coming from the state and the federal government and the county, and managing it accordingly. But the new news is the resolutions we have in place have now been extended to May 26th. So please, if you don't have business on the island and can be someplace else, we request that you be at home and stay safe. And we'll look forward to seeing you when this situation all unwinds. It's gorgeous up here, a little on the chilly side this morning, still ice in my driveway, but that's why we all love it here, right?
In a nutshell, what is the key message you'd like to give residents or people that are even thinking of visiting about this crisis?
Well, in terms of the residents, I guess I'd address them somewhat separately.
Yes.
In terms of residents, guys, we're all going to get through this together. I hope and pray that we never have the coronavirus show up here on the island, and that we're all able to enjoy the 4th of July together in the warm sunshine. I think the message is, if you look at the pattern of this disease, if we'd all just follow the rules for 14 days, everybody who has it would be identified. If we really didn't touch one another for just 14 days, we'd identify everybody that had it and we'd get past it. So the fact that it's prolonging is because we're not following the guidelines to disassociate for a period of time. So my firm encouragement would be is for everybody to disassociate for as long as possible, as much as possible, so that we can prevent the spread. And then once we get beyond the critical mass of people getting the disease, the medical community can deal with that and weed that down, and we can get back to normal sooner rather than later. For the non-residents and for those who want to visit the island, we love you. We're looking forward to having everybody come back. One of the reasons my wife and I decided to retire here is because of the wonderful community. I think everybody who's visited the island feels the same way. And we love where we live, and we love to share that with those who want to come here. At the same point in time, for this interim period, we just would ask you to stay away for a few more weeks and then catch up with us in the summer, and we'll look forward to hosting you here.
Well said. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this today. We really appreciate your insight, and good luck. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for joining us for the second edition. And we want to thank the Washington Island Observer and the Washington Island Chamber of Commerce. And we hope you'll keep following us with these different interviews that we'll be doing in the coming days. It's certainly a difficult time, and we can all, I hope, stick together in this thing. It shall pass, though hopefully sooner than later, and help each other and love each other and respect each other. Keep your distance. And again, we look forward to seeing you next time we do this.
Thank you, Julian, and you too. And we'll see you maybe later. Take care.
Thank you.